Sashiburi guys, what is happening? Vimal here, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm like super duper excited because as you can see, I got my hands on a brand new gen laptop, and in fact I've been waiting for this particular model since quite some time. If you guys remember, just a couple of months back Intel launched their Panther Lake laptops, right? Powered by Intel's Core Ultra Series 3 platform. Well, in that series also we've covered a couple of models on the channel, but most of them came with like the regular variant, base variant of the CPUs guys. What I have today in the house is something special. This laptop is powered by their Intel Core Ultra X series variant CPU guys, and literally features one of the most powerful integrated graphics on board. Mind you, I'm not saying dedicated, integrated graphics, yet Intel has managed to offer like crazy neck to neck level performance with Nvidia's RTX 40 series GPUs, and specifically the RTX 4050 variant. So I'm like very excited to see what sort of performance this particular laptop can offer in today's video. We're gonna do lots of benchmarks, gaming tests, so definitely make sure and watch this entire video. On that note, definitely like the video and subscribe to our channel guys, because this is some exclusive content you're getting to check out in India, right? Well, the model we'll be checking out today is from Dell. This is the new gen XPS 14 2026 edition, and actually packs like crazy hardware on board. You're getting like a 14 inches 2.8K resolution Infinity Edge OLED display with up to 120 Hz refresh rate, and pair that with like powerful Intel hardware guys. I've told you, right, Intel's Core Ultra Series 3 platform, and that too this one packs like Intel Core Ultra X7 variant CPU, and pair that with Intel Arc B390 integrated graphics as one of the most powerful iGPUs. So this is the sort of configuration and laptop we'll be checking out in this video, and without wasting any more time, let's get started with the unboxing. So our brand new Dell XPS 14 2026 edition came in this sort of packaging, very simple sort of packaging. You just have the Dell branding, and that is pretty much it, nothing else over here. Going to the side here, you can check out the model details and the spec and configuration. The model, to be precise, is DA14260 guys, and we have the graphite color edition. And as I've told you, we've already spoke about the hardware. It's got some very interesting hardware which we'll be talking about anyhow once we get started with the whole unboxing experience. So there you go, quickly opening it. At the top side we have our brand new XPS 14 2026 in graphite color edition. Oh wow guys, have a look at this beauty. Looks very class, right? Keeping that aside, in the package you're also getting some accessories. Just make sure to read this paper guys if you got time. Along with that, you're also getting a 100-watt USB-C power adapter and a mains cord for the adapter. So that's it, these are all the items you got in the package. Now let me give you like a closer look at the laptop, and first of all talk about the whole design and build quality part. There you go boys, our initial impressions and hands-on with Dell's all new XPS 14 2026 variant. And initial impressions, I have to say guys, that is one classy looking laptop. I mean, look at the whole look and feel over here. Very clean and modern sort of look, right? You just have XPS mentioned at the center of the top panel, and that's it. Talking about the color, I have already told you this is the graphite color, which sort of looks like gray and has a nice matte sort of finishing over the body. If you ask about the build quality of the laptop is also very nice. You're getting like full on CNC aluminum uni body structure, and definitely feels quite sturdy and stable. Have a look at the side profile as well and check out the thickness. It's a very slim and compact looking laptop guys. In fact, Dell has managed to fit like a 14 inches display in a 13 inches laptop body size, so definitely appreciate that. From the side profile, thickness of the laptop is only around like 14.62 mm, and it's not that heavy also, hardly weighs around like 1.36 kgs only, so you can easily throw it in your backpack and take it around anywhere. Travel friendly is what I can say. So that is pretty much it. What I'll do is I'll give you like a closer look and show you all the available connectivity ports on this model. So on the left profile here, you're getting two USB-C ports, and let me tell you, these ports also support Thunderbolt 4 functionality, and that is pretty much it. There's nothing on the left side. On the right profile here, you can check out some more ports, which include one more USB-C port and a 3.5mm audio jack is there, and that is pretty much it guys. These are all the available connectivity ports. I felt the connectivity ports were a bit on the limited side only. Considering the thickness, this is not the slimmest laptop I've seen in the recent times, but I would have really appreciated if Dell could have added maybe like a couple of USB Type A ports as well, because especially if you're using some extra peripherals, additional peripherals, maybe like a gamepad or a mouse, something you want to connect, then it's gonna be a bit difficult on your day-to-day life. At least they should have included like a bundled USB-C expansion hub at least in the package. Anyways, keeping that aside, here's how the bottom profile looks like. Again, I've told you, right, entire body is made of like aluminum metal body, guys, and here you can check out the Dell branding at the center, and you got rubber foot pads on the top and bottom profile. And in case if you're wondering what are these cutouts on the left and right profile, well, these are your speakers. And let me tell you, the Dell laptop XPS 14 actually features like hidden speaker system. You're getting like invisible quad speakers that can produce up to like 10 watts. You're getting front firing tweeters, and these are your main speakers on the bottom side. Totally they can produce around like 10 watts. So we'll definitely talk about the whole audio experience at a later part in the video. So that's it, our complete overview on the exteriors. What I'll do is I'll quickly open up the laptop and let me show the interiors as well. So the first thing you'll notice as soon as you open the laptop is you can actually open it using a single hand just like this. So good quality hinge, guys, definitely feels sturdy and durable. But one thing I do have to mention is it has a bit of limited range, guys. You cannot open the lid complete 180. So definitely keep that in mind. Anyway, start now from the upper half section. Look at this. I've told you, right, the laptop packs like a 14 inches 2.8K high resolution 120 Hz Infinity Edge OLED display, and let me tell you, it is also a touch panel. You're getting very slim bezels on the sides. On the bottom and top you do have a little bit of chin. Going to the top side here, you can check out that the laptop comes with a 8 megapixel IR camera and even supports Windows Hello functionality. And that is pretty much it. That was about the upper half section. Going down to the lower half section, have a look at the whole design, guys. You're getting a very clean and aesthetic looking design, right? In fact, if you have a look at the touchpad, it looks completely integrated and blended in the body. Let me give you a closer look and talk about the keyboard you're getting over here. You're getting a white LED backlit chiclet keyboard, and quality of the keyboard is decent. It offers good key travel. Quality of the keys, keycaps is also nice, and I had like a decently comfortable experience using it for the last couple of days. And on top of that, it does support like white LED backlighting, and yes, it also has like auto brightness. Anyways, coming down to the touchpad, this is the main highlight, guys. I mean, look at this. Touchpad is completely blended in the body, and in fact is covered with like Gorilla Glass 3 on the top side. Very premium looking touchpad, and the whole experience definitely feels nice. But sometimes while using it in the last couple of days, I felt the touchpad was, sometimes missing out my inputs, guys. I don't know what the reason was, but anyways, apart from that, everything else was nice. Even the integrated buttons were offering like decent haptics. Alright, then keeping all that aside, let's actually move on and get to the main aspects of the laptop. Starting off with the display and audio section. At the beginning only, I've told you, right, Dell's all new XPS 14 packs like a 14 inches high resolution 2.8K, which is around like 2880 by 1800, and that too supports up to like 120 Hz high refresh rate. This is an Infinity Edge OLED touch display you're getting on board, and let me tell you, I've been using this laptop for the last couple of days, and honestly, I was blown away with the whole display experience over here. It's one of the finest displays I've actually seen in the recent times on a laptop. There's great amount of detail. 2.8K resolution at 14 inches offers like crisp and clear text details. Everything is like easily readable, not an issue at all. If you ask about the contrast ratio and black levels, well, it's an OLED panel. There is nothing less you can expect over here. Obviously, you're gonna get like near to infinite contrast ratio, and true blacks is what I can say. Even the color quality, color reproduction is also on point. The panel supports up to like 100% DCI-P3 color gamut range and was producing like beautiful looking and rich colors on this panel. And viewing angles are also great. Picture looks the same no matter from which angle you're viewing. And coming to the brightness, typical brightness this panel can produce was around like 400 nits, and peak it can go up to like 480-500 nits. Though I felt, brightness could have been slightly better. I would have really appreciated that. But apart from that, everything else is fine. On the overall, it's a fantastic display that you're getting for the price point. And talking about the speakers, at the beginning only I've told you, right, you're getting like 10 watt quad speakers. It was producing like crisp and clear vocals. Dialogue performance was also nice. Everything was like audible, and on the overall satisfactory experience, guys. Especially if you're using this machine for entertainment purpose, you're going to be quite happy and satisfied with both the display and audio experience. Well, this is the part you people have been waiting for, right? How's the overall performance of this machine? Because this is the main highlight. It's powered by Intel's Panther Lake CPUs. That too, our particular variant is powered by Intel's Core Ultra X735H variant of the CPU. It's based on Intel's all new 18A process node, 3 nanometer process to be precise, and features 16 cores, cores, 16 threads with a max turbo clock of up to 4.8 GHz. You're getting Intel's 3D performance hybrid architecture featuring 4 P cores, 8 E cores and 4 more LPE cores. And not only that, main highlight is on board you're getting very powerful integrated graphics, guys. Intel Arc B390 GPU that literally features 12 Xe cores and can go neck to neck with an Nvidia RTX 4050 GPU, guys, at around like 40-45 watt TDP. So I'm pretty excited to show you the benchmarks and gaming tests in this video. Also keep in mind that if you go for the lower variants of the Panther Lake CPUs, right, maybe the non-X variant CPUs, no, you're not going to get this particular GPU. Definitely keep that in mind. Pair that with like 32 gigs of LPDDR5X RAM in dual channel configuration, clocked at 9600 MT per second. Are you kidding me? It's over 9000. And you're also getting like 1 TB PCIe Gen 4 SSD on board. And yes, it is upgradable, not an issue at all. So I've been using this laptop for the last couple of days for my day-to-day sort of activities, and obviously I did a bit of gaming also, because you're getting like decently powerful hardware, right? And I was actually like quite satisfied with the overall experience, guys. Anyways, keeping that aside, let's talk about the overall performance. I was running the laptop with variety of applications, like having a bunch of Edge tabs open in the background, browsing the web, running 1080p videos on YouTube, and simultaneously doing a bit of Photoshop. Nothing seemed to slow it down. Muska performance is what I can say. And especially if you're like a student, or maybe you're from AI background in your work, right? And you run a lot of AI models, generative AI related applications, or maybe LLMs on your device, that NPU can definitely come in handy for you people. I've also ran some benchmarks like Geekbench 6 and Cinebench as well. Just have a look at the scores. Anyways, keeping that aside, let's finally move on and get into the gaming tests and benchmarks, because this is a part you people have been waiting for, right? So today we'll be playing out some AAA title games at 1080p resolution, guys, and see if this integrated graphics can actually handle that. See, 720p I think it should be able to handle, but see, the actual test comes at 1080p resolution. So starting off with our all-time favorite GTA 5. So we'll be playing this game at 1080p resolution, normal graphics preset. So just sit back, relax, and just check out the gameplay. Oh wow, guys, are you looking at that? We were actually getting like triple digit FPS on GTA 5 on this thin and light notebook. See, on the previous gen Intel Arc graphics, we've already seen up to like 80-90 FPS in GTA 5. Now we're successfully getting like triple digit FPS, guys. That to around like 130 to 135 FPS on an average. Sometimes goes up to like 150 FPS also. Now this was totally unexpected. So Arc B390 definitely has some potential. But again, keep in mind that GTA 5 is a well optimized game. That is the reason we were getting like really good results over here. But what about the newer gen AAA titles? Can you actually play newer gen AAA titles, maybe like Stellar Blade, without a dedicated graphics card on a 2026 laptop? So let's actually test it out. So right now we're playing Stellar Blade, which is a very graphic intensive game, guys, and actually puts a lot of load on the hardware, especially the GPU. Right now we're playing this game at 1080p resolution, and we'll be obviously playing it at like low graphics preset only, because there's no dedicated GPU at all over here. So I'm like quite curious to see the results. Okay, that is quite interesting. The game is actually playable, guys. Look at this. Stellar Blade at 1080p low graphics was actually getting around like 38 to 40 FPS, which is quite playable, I would say. I mean, you do see a little bit of stuttering and a little bit of lag spikes somewhere here and there, but most of the part looks like pretty much playable. Again, if you actually lower down the resolution to maybe like 720p, you might hit like over 60 FPS consistent results also. Not bad, right? So just like this, you should be able to play a lot of other AAA titles, maybe like Doom the Dark Ages, or maybe like Battlefield series also, with like decently good results over here. And you can have a look at the complete PC stats, CPU, GPU, everything at the top left corner. Guys, if you actually want me to do like a dedicated gaming review on this particular integrated graphics, right, let me know in the comment section. I'll make a separate video on that, playing at least 5 to 6 different AAA titles of your choice. Just let me know in the comment section down below. We're almost coming to an end, so let me also tell you about the battery life. On board, you're getting a 3-cell 70 Wh battery, and battery life was pretty decent, I would say. So on a mediocre sort of usage with the brightness set to around like 50-55%, doing day-to-day sort of office activities, a bit of text editing, photo editing, and also some media consumption, maybe on YouTube or OTT platforms, you can roughly expect around like 10 to 11 hours of battery on a single charge. Not to worry, it comes bundled with a USB-C 100 watt power adapter, right? So that will quickly top up the battery life. Well, that is pretty much it. Time to wrap it up our video on Dell's all new XPS 14 2026 edition. It's a great laptop, guys. See, if you're looking for a powerful laptop in a thin and light portable form factor, right, I think you can definitely have a look at this. You're also getting like a beautiful 2.8K resolution 120Hz OLED display paired with quad 10-watt speakers on board, and obviously we've spoke about the hardware as well. And wait a second, I forgot to talk about the price, right? To be honest, right, I felt the price of this laptop is slightly a bit on the expensive side, guys. I mean, it literally costs around like 3,05,000 rupees. I'll try to leave a link to that in the description box below. You can check it out there. So what do you people think about this product? Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you all in my next one.